Micro Thunder!
While water-based racing games aren't unheard of, they are still an uncommon sight. The Dreamcast, however, was lucky enough to receive a handful of aquatic racers, each of them thoroughly different and unique. One such racer was Hydro Thunder, a fast-paced arcade racer by Midway and Eurocom that went from arcade cabinets to home consoles. It was a US-launched Dreamcast title, with N64 and PlayStation 1 ports following the next year. I've only briefly played the PS1 and N64 versions, but by all accounts the games are almost identical, all featuring the same tracks and boats, but the PS1 version does have 2 extra modes, while the Dreamcast version closely mirrors the arcade original in terms of performance, visuals and audio quality. Which is to be expected really, it is a more powerful system. The game was also brought to PS2, GameCube and Xbox as part of the Midway Arcade Treasures 3 in 2005. Hydro Thunder takes players across a series of aquatic courses, each one littered with speed boost icons that allow you to race faster for short periods of time and access hidden areas. If you're good enough and can memorise the boost locations, it is possible to spend an entire race boosting your way to victory. Annoyingly, from an initial look, Hydro Thunder appears to be a plain Jane arcade racer. This is in part due to the very first track, Thunder Park, a mundane stadium circuit that holds little interest, with the exception of a few jump ramps. Racing around this narrow course for the first time, I must admit I thought Hydro Thunder was utterly rubbish. But then, you hop onto any of the game's other tracks and you are treated to an altogether more enjoyable and surprising racer. All of the other courses in the game are set across imaginative locales, from warm tropical jungles to frozen Arctic waters. Each track features awesome set pieces, hidden routes and impressive sceneries, such as Lost Island, featuring an active volcano in the distance spewing out ash which ultimately you end up racing through. To give you an idea, throughout Hydro Thunder's courses you'll find yourself speeding through a flooded coliseum, flying off the edge of massive waterfalls, or experiencing New York City after an apocalypse. As well as these set pieces, you also have fun things scattered throughout the courses, such as crocodiles, a Chinese dragon dancing towards you, or even a tour boat that races alongside you and you can hear the tour guide chatting to its passengers. It can be a little bit silly, but it is also a lot of fun. But Hydro Thunder isn't a perfect racer. While it is very fun, it is also very challenging. As you progress through the game, you unlock new tiers of tracks based on different difficulties, and new boats to match the difficulty of said tracks. The problem is that unlocking higher tiers takes a lot of practice. At its time of release, this is one of the biggest criticisms of the game. For some gamers, the constant beatdown each course gives you can be rather off-putting and really frustrating. Speaking from personal experience, having previously unlocked everything in the game only to find my save file wiped upon recording this review, I can tell you that it took me ages to finally re-unlock the hard tracks, and I haven't even managed to re-unlock the bonus ones yet. That said, with this high difficulty comes great reward. Each time I managed to place in the desired position to unlock the new tiers, it felt like an amazing relief. I'm not ashamed to admit that I yelled out enjoying more than once through my playthrough. There is also the multiplayer mode, which is fun, but curiously the Dreamcast version only supports 2 players. While if you have the expansion pack for the N64, you are treated to a 4-player mode. It's a pity the more powerful and otherwise much better Dreamcast version didn't get this, but maybe those few months longer in development gave the team time enough to add this feature to the N64 version. I'm not sure. Being an arcade racer, once you finish the game, there isn't a whole lot more to it. You do have the bonus tracks and bonus boats to unlock, but after that, that's pretty much it. But it is fun to go back and play through some of the events. Ultimately, if you can persevere and unlock all the tracks and boats, Hydro Thunder is a really enjoyable and rather unique racer on the Dreamcast. To summarise, Hydro Thunder is a very fun game, though it is held back somewhat by its high difficulty, which can be frustrating and off-putting for some gamers. But practice makes perfect, and unlocking all the tracks and boats can feel incredibly rewarding. Out of the PS1, N64 and Dreamcast, the Dreamcast version is by far the obvious choice, in terms of overall quality and experience. However, the Dreamcast version is let down slightly by only having a 2-player mode compared to the N64's 4 players. While Hydro Thunder is not the most visually or technically impressive race on the Dreamcast, if you're up for some insane, speedy boat racing, then look no further. Check it out.